Oh my god, that's not fair. I've just fired up the game and there's a bloody Minotaur right next to me. Christ on a bicycle. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome straight back to Darksiders. We're really in the middle of things here, aren't we? In the last episode, we beat the Stygian and obtained our third Heart of the Chosen. We gained the ability for Ruin to use the Soul Bridges. I say Soul Bridges, what I mean to say is Soul Bridge. There's only one in the game, and it's in the Ashlands and allows us access to a new area. So, without further ado, let's take a Serpent Hole to the Ashlands. So, now we kind of get to see something quite interesting. Oh. Lolgrim's talking to us, but we're a bit too far away to see. So, if we look at the map for the Ashlands, that's not the map, that's the map. Nope, that's the map, there we go. The Ashlands, as you can see, is one huge area. We took the route kind of very clearly, like following that windy path, and we went underground there, emerged there, through there, then up around to the left, went underground again, emerged again, around the... Like, we kind of went all around this area quite twistingly, but it's one huge open area, and as you can see, where we need to go is off to the left there. We've got a few more things we can gather in this ash area now, because now we can move fairly freely over the ash. Ironically now, no one's ever made it clear exactly why this is, but now that the Stygian is dead, so are all of the other ash worms. So you can just run across the ash happily enough, which is a bit of a shame. You don't get a chance to fight any more of them. But since we have Ruin, he's a much faster way of crossing the ash, and there's a few things we can pick up. Over here, there is... What did I just connect or disconnect? Windows made a noise. That's strange. Oh, there's some little locust demons here. So yeah, there's a blue chest there, which is just... It's odd. This area feels like it's because you're going to get here after getting Ruin. It kind of feels like you should have something more useful come out of this, but you don't. Well, let's use the ricochet blade. At least show that off. Look at that. It hits them all a little bit. If you don't charge it up, it just moves between a couple of them, but it's not particularly powerful. I'm just going to kill these guys then. With the impact rounds, Mercy isn't half bad. Anyway. What we now want to do is we need to head a little bit to the north because we've got one more thing, well, two things, to gather kind of while we're here. If I bring up the map, we need to get, there we go, we are lined up in the right way. We need to get kind of like past this little area here. Navigating this on foot, well not on foot, but on horseback, can be a little bit strange because of how things actually connect. You need archways and holes and stuff like that. But once you get through to this area, you'll see there's two Abyssal Riders here. So they throw you these now, so you kind of fight them out in the field. And I don't think we've actually fought Abyssal Riders from horseback before. They're pretty easy to fight from horseback. Just when they're doing that thing, that means they're about to kick, which means stay away from them. And occasionally they'll charge. And they do like the Arena Master did, if they'll do... they'll throw little like blue things that trip you up. But, if you remember correctly, oh god, there's the third one shown up. Your attacks are much more powerful from when you're riding on Ruins, so taking these guys out should be pretty straightforward, so I'll speed through the rest of it. As you can see, fairly straightforward, and a good way to get a fair few souls, because they really do yield quite a few. What we want to do is kind of follow this northern wall along, and eventually you'll get to the place where we want to go. You will recognise the place. Wow, that's one of those places. That's a Shadowfly Geyser, which is for just a second. Here we go. This place has Tremor Gauntlets, blue crystal things. And if you come through here, there is a special chest, which contains, well, you can work it out by now, a Wrath Shard. Over the next few episodes, we're going to be getting a lot of Wrath Shards. Next 4 or 5 episodes, we'll get 3 entire new Wrath Cores, hopefully, at least. So, Wrath is going to be nice. Oh, we've got Affliction. Remind me to show that off. Why am I telling you to remind me? You're not going to remind me. It's the 3rd of December, so I'm in the past. that was a silly joke that didn't... Anyway, there is a Shadowfly Geyser here, which we can now glide up onto this area. Can we summon Ruin on this area? Yes, we can. The game restricts where you can and can't summon Ruin to stop you from breaking shit. As you can see there, you can't kind of climb off. Ruin won't run off edges, which is quite nice. He's not stupid. Up here is a soldier artifact, and now we're done here. Oh, I just summoned Ruin. Oh, Ruin can ride off edges, but not that edge. Well, one of the nice things about Ruin is you can also summon Ruin in midair for when you land, but you need to wait a while when you dismiss him before you summon him again. Anyway. There's a little arch there, which we're going to nip through, but we want to come to this area on the map here that looks like a kind of number 2 on the piss, kind of. because that's where we need to get along. This was where, when we walked along this, there were a couple of scenes where an ashworm jumped up and scared the knob off me, if I remember correctly. Come on, get up, get up. Ruin, get up there. Come on, you useless horse. Climb. Climb. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fine, go away, shoot. You're gone. There we go. And I'll summon him straight back again as soon as I'm up here. Very helpful. Yeah, if the ruin icon in the top right is lit up, it means you can summon ruin. If it isn't, it means you can't. I really shouldn't have bothered summoning him up here. This is... navigate... He's not an easy one to navigate, as you can see. Generally, yeah, holding forward with the left stick and just actually doing your steering with the right stick, just by moving the camera, tends to be a little easier, but it's all relative. Anyway, that he's not going to be able to make it over, but we can, and then we can summon him again. Ugh. Well, this isn't going well, is it? So, finally up here, that's where we went last time, through that kind of, all that mechanism and whatnot. This time, we're going to head this way, because I mentioned there was nothing for us to do here last time, but now we have the power of the soul bridges. I don't know why I keep giving them in plural. This is the only soul bridge in the game, and literally all it is a way to make sure you can't go this way until you've completed the Ashlands and got ruin, basically. But you approach it, and then when you're at this point, it tells you once again, walk and now access one dormant soul bridge. Just charge ruin through their pillars to activate them. And that's kind of cool, I guess, but yes, it's an elaborate way of making sure you can't get here before you're supposed to. And now we are on the route to the Iron Canopy, Siltha's domain. I'm not just trying to look at Ruin's arse, I'm trying to show you what's above us here. Because that should give you a hint to the kind of place we're going to next. Well, the other hint should be as well that Siltha's called the Brood Mother, and most of Samael's cutscene should probably have told you exactly what to expect in the Iron Canopy. But, long story short, Arachnophobes need not apply for this episode and the next episode, I think. That does remind me, so this episode and next episode will probably be longer. I'm trying something out. Basically, dungeons split awkwardly. Anyway, after this very long section... Welcome to the Iron Canopy! As Samael said, you just get there, and she'll find you. And indeed, come on, there we go. So the Iron Canopy as a dungeon is creepy as fuck. Because it's... I love how quickly you go from one dungeon to the next, it's quite something. But yeah, it's a kind of blasted cityscape, overrun by spiders. And I think it's an amazing... Not amazing, necessarily, but definitely really cool bit of design. There's these lantern-y things, which I'll explain later, and there's a glowing door up there, which I'll also explain later. For now, we just follow along here. Actually, no, we don't. We go around here first. No, what I was saying before we were interrupted is that so far I've split dungeons into 3 episodes, and they've always been too short. Well, not just too short, but they've been like 16 to 18 minutes, which is slightly annoying. So this time I'm going to try and do a dungeon in 2 episodes, which means they'll probably be longer. More in the kind of like 30-ish minute range, so this might be a huge episode. Next episode probably will be as well. Tiny spider. They can just be stamped on with B, or they can be fought normally. Like with all enemies, if you kill them using B, they will break. They will give you hearts, not hearts. What are they called in this? Green souls.
Over here. Doesn't look like you can do anything against tall, dark, and gruesome yet. Best to avoid it for now.
So indeed, Tall, Dark and Gruesome is up there, and if we tried to climb over using this thing, Tall, Dark and Gruesome would grab us. You will notice, around a large part of these dungeons, there are spiders, and they are relatively passive until you either come close to them or attack them. They tend to come in little groups, and if you attack one of a group, as you can see, it kind of alerts all of the members of the group. They aren't really a threat unless they're in huge numbers, but even so, this is what we have the scythe for. They're actually just a really good way of healing, so I'm just going to kind of stomp on them generally. Anyway, through here, what we first want to do is smash this crystal, and that reveals this block, which we can position to go underneath the rope. I did tell you not to climb through the rope, but if you see over there, we have a chronosphere, which means we can hopefully slide there before Tall, Dark, and Gruesome is able to grab us. So, let's use the gold crossblade. There we go. And if we just move through at normal speed... Oh god, he's fast even in the slow-mo. Well, either way, not my problem. He's spinning around. That gives you an idea of how fast he's moving, because that's with time stopped. He's not particularly happy that we made it through to his side, but screw him. Let's head down here. The layout of this dungeon is quite a confusing one. Also note, look at the radar on the bottom right. Note that Tall, Dark and Gruesome is marked on there in blue. That is of significance later on. Anyway, we have got some Phantom Guard Angels here. So, let's fight them. Apparently there was only one. Now we're kind of back at this central chasm again, but we're a bit further along than last time. This chasm is a kind of recurring feature of the dungeon that we keep coming back to. It's basically split into two halves, laterally in that way. The music is going spooky and there's some creepy noises. And indeed, as we cross this bridge... So no going back that way then, it appears. Once you come around this corner here... There we go. A few more angels come in. Let's take them out. So with that done, there's a little secret here that's very easy to overlook. See these wooden walls here? You can break them down. There's a chest here, which recharges your wrath, which is kind of cool, but not amazing. But further along here, if you break through this one, there is a chest which contains a wrath shard. Third of 4. I wasn't kidding about how many there are going to be over these next few episodes. Anyway, if we go through this webby door on the left here, these are a bit grim actually, if you think about it. We're in another quite large area here, and this is kind of an interesting puzzle. So, you've got lots of like little groups of spiders you can see on the walls like this. 3 over there, there's a sack there, and there's some there, and then, well, if you destroy the sack, usually 2 or 3 spiders come out of it. So I'm just going to destroy all the sacks for now, just so all the spiders are at least on the field, and you can... Basically, if you shoot at the spider, you'll piss them off and they'll come over towards you. They are a bit grim looking. And I like insects and spiders, and these ones are still a bit... Ugh. I guess they're just the right kind of size where it's like you can't quite deal with them. As I work with insects on a day-to-day basis, and these are still a little bit grim for me. Alright, let's smash these guys all in. Speeder, please. Yeah, they don't really do much in the way of like attacks, and so you can actually get a pretty decent amount of healing out by just stomping on spiders, really. Basically, if you see a group of them, they're really funny when they go and like run across everything like that. See a group of them, yeah, just smash them in. Heal yourself a little bit. Good chance to do so. Right. Now we're done here. There is down here. There's a fair few things. There's another spider there. Oh, is that one stuck in a corner or something like that? He's certainly not aggroing on me. And I can't grab him. I should kill him with mercy. Interesting. Oh, no, we were damaging him. That's good. Right, there is a blue chest over here. Oh, no! Oh, good, all the spiders haven't come back. I was really worried they were going to do. Right, let's try that again. Apparently I slipped a tiny little bit off the edge there, and that's enough to kill me. Yes, a lot of these areas have bottomless holes, so, you know, watch out for them. Grab this chest. Now... Oh, there is a spider who's respawned up there, I think. And I can't even shoot mercy that far. Up to your left here is a girder, which you can kind of climb up, and that brings us back up to where we were. If you climb up again, then you get onto the upper level up here. There's one more sack here, so we'll break the sack. The sacks will always only take 1 hit from mercy, like literally touch them with anything, they'll die, so... Time for more spider killing. There's a bit of a... Ooh, they can attack, it turns out. Yeah, spider killing is a bit of a theme of this dungeon, so... But great chance for a bit of healing. Now, the mechanic of this particular room is this beam in the middle. There's a chest down there, and there's another chest up there. If I hop onto the beam, it'll tilt towards me. And then if you cross it, it'll tilt the other way. So getting this chest is pretty easy. And that gets us the dungeon map, which is nice. Bit more complex is how to get the chest above, but it involves this blue crystal. So if we smash this in, we get a switch. And you may have seen very briefly there, that raises up a chronosphere. Let's head back up to the floating girder thing. Now what we do this time is head onto the girder until the edge lowers down. Now that end is now positioned really nicely, raised up in the air, ready to get us to that upper chest. If we hit the chronosphere, we can then run up here faster than it tilts back down and hop over and grab it. It's nice that chronospheres do still feature in this dungeon. They're not just a part of the Ashlands, they remain a thing, which is very cool, even though the visual effect has stopped working for some reason. And that gets us a Beholder's Key. As for where the Beholder's Door is, let's head back out onto the street. And out into the left here, obviously we can't go back across the chasm because the bridge broke, but we've got this demonic growth here. If we climb all the way along it, we can see on the map already, there is a Beholder's Door here. Stab it in the eyeball. Fairly grim. Let's go. So, got another tall, black and gruesome, or whatever he was called. And this is a bit creepy because there's a kind of there's thick webbing between us and him, and as you move, he follows you around underneath, which is a bit sinister, to say the least. There's a fair few spiders around the edge of the room. There's a lot of them, actually. This is actually a good chance to get an achievement. The achievement is called Devastator, and it's kill 10 enemies in a single shot, or more enemies. Very easy to do. So, the way I start off is, I've already got the achievement, so it won't trigger for me, but use the crossblade to target all of these spiders in one. So there's one over there, if you just target. Each of these, they come in groups that'll trigger that way. So one there, and one there. When we throw that, they'll all be pissed off and real mad at us. Oh, bugger! Well, didn't want that to happen. But basically, yeah, wait for them to surround you, come over here, and then bam! Quick Blade Geyser, and you will definitely kill 10 enemies in one. And that's a nice way to get the Devastator achievement. Wonderful. Now what we need to do, as with all these things, is pull the block underneath the grabby plant, as is always the case whenever there is a block and a grabby plant. Oh, I missed it. Right. We need to obviously ride that block up. Notice that! If you slam the block down to the ground, you stun the spider that's underneath, which is handy. The spider then pretty quickly recovers, but that doesn't matter so much. Oh, ow, ballsack. I'm trying to get up to there, where you can see there is a Wrath chest. Let's try that again. At least it doesn't show me the cutscene of the spider falling off every time. Oh no, it didn't, because it wasn't even underneath us. The spider kind of rests naturally over there where I'm looking, so... can I... There we go. Oh, ballsack every time. There we go. Finally got it. Now, from up here... Oh, I finally got it because I came onto the wrong side. That's why. But over here, we get a Wrath Shard. It's really doling out the Wrath Shards. I was not kidding in any way. 4th Wrath Shard, which gives us a new core, which is nice. Also heals up our Wrath by like 5 units or something amazing like that. Now, what we want to do, a kind of long-term plan, is to hop off to the left here and get over there. Unfortunately, that's where the spider likes to sit. If we try and glide across this rail, we will get fucked up. And this time, there's no chronospheres here to help us. But what there is... What the fuck? There we go. What there is, which we've already seen, is a nice way of dislodging that spider. So, you just need to be prepared to move as quickly as possible. Get the spider so it's on the web like this. This doesn't really work if it's just over in the corner. And then shoot the plant. Tall, dark, and gruesome falls onto the ground, and we use this chance to hop down, grab onto this, and quickly hop across the gap before he can get back on his feet. And then glide over here. Wonderful! I think he's recovered now. Oh no, it takes a while to recover. Oh well. Note that spider, also marked on the map. Most sinister. Now out here into the street, we see something new. Introducing Necro Demons, the next level of just basic demon. There's nothing special about them, they're just an upgraded basic demon to fight. A full whirlwind combo will just about destroy them. But, time to show off Affliction. When you fire up Affliction, it unleashes a couple of spirits which do damage per second to all enemies that are nearby. Observe. And it lasts for about that long. It requires 2 bars of wrath to fire it up, and then it just lasts for as long as it lasts. Powering it up will upgrade both the amount of damage it does and the amount of time it lasts for, both of which are very useful. I prefer Stone Skin, all things considered, because Stone Skin both ups your attack and defense, but when you got a lot of enemies on the field, Affliction can be really handy for just doing a crap ton of damage to a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's mince some of these spiders. And then if you're particularly observant, you will have seen something else as we entered this room. If we head up these stairs, then head further up those stairs, you'll notice down there is an artifact. Just grab it, and then head through the web door we just got access to. Making good progress through this dungeon. Maybe this won't be a giant episode after all. So, that's warning you, if you're going to climb near those things, be careful. We have a few things going on here. We have this like little elevator-y section, which that switch up there activates. Ah, we have spiders apparently. Can't even see them, but I can hear them and feel them attacking me. Little bastards. And we have a block which has a bomb growth spawn point on top of it. And our current section is really all about maneuvering this thing around the level. So, for now we'll just put it on there, and then use this demonic growth. Here's spiders again. Oh, there's more on the wall. That's why. Oh, I tried to detonate them with the bombs on the wall, but it didn't work that well. Let's smash them. Hey, that did work. Didn't kill them, but was fun as anything. There's one more down there that's still going. Oh, there's actually loads on the wall. That's a bit creepy about this section. You just suddenly, like, this whole part... Oh! You just, like... Ugh! As I say, I don't mind spiders, but that's still creepy, just having like a load of them on the wall and you suddenly notice like, oh fuck, the wall is just like crawling with them. That's quite grim. It's... As a game that's supposed to be slightly disturbing, they're using spiders in exactly the way one should use spiders to get a disturbing effect, as in, I like insects. And it's still, I just get a little bit of a shiver from just kind of suddenly noticing all of them on the wall. And yeah, I on a daily basis, shove my hand into a cage containing like 100 locusts and start pulling them out, so... Haven't used this in a while. The old shockwave punch. So now that's crossed over and is on another elevator-like device. So we need to get up to the top here. Any of these little things will explode if you get near them, so I recommend shooting them from a distance where you can to defuse them. There's one up there we can just about still hit. And then obviously we've got those demon tentacle things to deal with when they pop up. Remember on this you can point in a direction and press X to just do a very simple attack. So just do that and quickly stun those demon tentacles and you're fine. Oh dear! Oh, I really think that should have knocked me down, but I'm not complaining that it didn't. Once we're up here, hit the switch. And our block, complete with bomb growth, is delivered to us, which means we can then break through that. Very nice. Now look at the map. What's going to be through here, do you think? Well, there's spiders for one. Oh, balls. Well, I meant to kill the spiders first. What? I'm frozen! I'm frozen! Something's gone fucky! This isn't fair. They aren't attacking me, and I appear to be stuck. I'm very curious to see what happens here. They don't seem capable of attacking me, and I'm stuck in a Superman pose. Interesting. Well, fortunately my last autosave was at the top here, so that's something. We just broke the game! Turns out, that's just a game-breaking glitch that's in there. I need to do some research on that and see if that's a thing that's known, because that's bizarre. You can just get stuck hulking out. I tried turning into chaos form, like nothing seemed to be able to dislodge that. So, I think it was because a cutscene triggered while I was kind of technically in combat. It's not a cutscene because it's not a cutscene. Anyway, there's ice giants. Crystal giants, that's it. So I'm going to fire up Stone Skin and deal with them, because they can be a bit of a threat. There's also Necrodemons just generally sprawling around. I have no idea what Necrodemon's real name is. I actually don't know if any of these names are real names. I've heard them used by wikis and stuff like that, but I don't even know if there are official monster names in this. This would be a good chance to fire off Affliction again. it is really cool just watching Affliction do its thing and then just seeing the combo roll in through no effort of my own. It's great. I am running a bit low on Wrath, but I did make a kind of commitment last episode to actually remember to use Wrath. See also Chaos Form, which I really need to use because I've got it full. And I kind of should use it in a second on something that I'm not going to. So, once you've defeated all of them, introducing red dragons. So this thing fights like a blue dragon, except it's larger and scarier. It's on fire and can do a lot more shit. I believe it has a ranged attack. It can certainly do this kind of like charge at you, which is a bit scary. You just gotta dash out the way of it, wait for it to hit a wall, and then do some whirlwind combos. It can also do like the 2-punch combo that a blue dragon does. And there we go. Oh, that's it. It has like an area of effect impact. But, oh no, it can also do that where it grabs you and hammer B and you'll break out of its hands and stun it quite nicely. If you don't do that, it will crush you and do quite a lot of damage to you. So be careful about getting too up close and personal with these guys, which I'm totally not doing at the moment. After you've done a good bit of damage to it, oh no, I really thought I was going to... Ow! I'm not being very careful, am I? I need to be far less gung-ho in this. Chaos Form is great against these guys, but I want to show actually fighting one properly first. Oh, well, normally you get to do the same animation you do with blue dragons, where you stab Chaos Eater into their hand and then like beat their face up a little bit. But I never got to that point, apparently. Yeah, I think I ended up picking something up, and then a cutscene happened, something like that, and that's what bollocks me. Anyway, if I go through here, there is a blue chest, which is very nice. And now, as you can see, there's a tall, dark, and spooky underneath us on the map. But if you go through here, it's one of the things I quite like about this dungeon is the way it's laid out, because it's all pretty much one... It's that big central area, that kind of chasm, and then just a load of little rooms that kind of come off the side of it. But it all eventually links back to the main chasm. That's kind of where we're heading at the moment. There's a few of these, more of these sacks to defeat, and a lot of these. There's another chance to get Devastator if you want it, but I'm actually going to use it for some healing. Speeder on, please. At least having the speeder on should give you an idea of actually how much healing you can realistically obtain from that. Because I think I wasn't watching as much as I should have done. But you can get, conceivably, like, most of a skull from doing that. Another tall, dark, and spooky in this room, according to, once again, the map. And there's actually... God, there's more spiders. Bloody hell. They are everywhere. They're launching themselves at us. Well, I'm going to kill these ones the normal way. Obviously, they are really soft to die. It's just I actually prefer squelching through them, because healing is nice. If we head up here, we'll find ourselves back in the main chasm. But up next to this thing. I really thought it did a cutscene there where it's like, ooh, spooky door. This is the spooky door. It's got four little spider sigils and one larger spider sigil on it, so, you know, have a think about that. That's going to become much more relevant over the next episode or so, but for now, we're going to ignore it. If we hop down here, we will find another largely... Well, we'll find a green chest, which will just do the final little bit of healing, which is good. Then we'll find another one of these unstable bridges. Because it makes scary noises. That's where we came in right at the beginning there. Makes scary noises, and the music gets all spooky, because, once again, once we cross it... Who'd have seen that coming? Let's head in. And straight ahead, there's a goal, there's a beholder key door to get through there. And we get unceremoniously dropped onto a group of spiders, which is... extremely nice of the game to do that to us. Oh my god, a lot of spiders. A lot of spiders. I mean, that is literally the point of this dungeon. It is the spider-themed dungeon. But even so, I feel like this is slightly taking the piss. Anyway, if you somehow aren't... If you've lost a significant amount of health fighting spiders, there's another green chest there. You may want to save it for after this room. Because, well, there's a couple of things in there. There is... one of these special chests, and we know what this should contain. So, introducing the dungeon item, the hookshot, the abyssal chain, sorry. Fires a grappling chain to attach to enemies and movable objects. Use RT to grapple targeted enemies and objects. And it's quite a nice one, so I'm going to equip, unfortunately we now have more things than we have equipment slots, because we only have 3, but who uses the Earthcaller Horn, really? So now this is tall, dark, and spooky, and we can fight it now. Basically, it's immune to all our hits, because it's got solid armor on, but now we can rip that off very nicely, and now it's vulnerable and mortal. Their only real attack is that thing where they come at you like that, and basically just... Oh no, they can also slam at you, apparently. Keep a bit of distance from them. When they're doing that, you can block it. I just didn't, because I'm shit. Basically, if we put the shield up, there we go. We can actually do a nice block counter to it. That was pretty good. Other than that, these guys are pretty easy to fight. Wow, I'm not even timing block counter at all there. I'm just literally throwing block up. I guess maybe I was like releasing and repressing it, because there I just held it. Anyway, with that done, you can cut them open pretty gruesomely. And that removes one of the spider locks from the spooky door. So, I'm going to heal up the Wrath. Health is fine. And I think I know what we're going to be doing next episode. Because the other tall, dark, and spookies are marked on the map. We're going to be going spider hunting next episode. Now we have a way of killing the bastards. We'll play around the abyssal chain a bit more next episode, I promise. Has this been a longer episode? I don't know. It feels longer, but maybe that's a good thing. Thank you very much for watching. We've come here to the Iron Canopy, and next episode we will be tracking down Silitha, the Broodmother, using... Well, we'll be tracking down her children, at least, using our new abyssal chain. Thank you very much, and good day.